Feel like I'm at a Rams football game. All right, coming to the stage right now is Charlie Bell, the chairperson of Covina Chamber of Commerce. Make some noise for him, y'all. Can you hear me okay? All right, so before we get started, I just kind of want to mention, I apologize that we're starting the program so late. The intent was to live stream this event, and my guys were running all over the place. We had city IT here and everything, but the internet is not our friend today. So we are recording this event, so, keep it civil, all right? Okay, so good morning. Appreciate everybody coming here today. First off, I actually want to thank and acknowledge DJ Lee Claybang here. Keeping it so good. This makes me feel so much better. Okay. All right. So on behalf of the Covina Chamber of Commerce, it's truly an honor to welcome you guys here to this year's State of the City. Events like this kind of remind us of how our community is not defined by buildings and streets and programs alone. They're really defined by its people and its businesses, its residents, our partnerships. And together we try to do something together that's bigger than ourselves. So it's really exciting to see how many people are here today. It's so cool. So my name is Charlie Bell. I'm the chairperson for the 2026 Covina Chamber of Commerce. And before we get started, I kind of want to recognize some people quickly. I'm going to talk very fast since we're trying to catch up on time. So I'd like to recognize our dignitaries, Alexa Sanchez, District Representative for Assembly Member Blanca Rubio, and Jade Centino, District Intern. I'm going to try to get through the whole group and then we'll clap, just so cut out on time. So Christian Salamat, Representative for Gil Cisneros, and Elena Robles, Representative for Senator Susan Rubio. Now we clap. All right, same thing we'll do for our Honorable City Council. Mayor Victor Linares for District 3, Mayor Pro Tem Hector Delgado for District 1, Councilmember Walt Allen for District 2, Councilmember Patricia Cortez for District 4, and Councilmember John King for District 5. I think you guys have done this before, so thank you. All right, so for the city of Covina, also I'd like to do a special shout out to Chris Marcarello for City Manager, Angel Carrillo, Assistant City Manager, Neil Polson, City Treasurer, Andrew Aliman, City Clerk, Covina PD's Chief Rick Walzak, and his team. And man, you know what? Actually, there's a lot of city staff here today, and I just want to recognize them. You guys do so much for the city that basically we don't know, right? You're here at night, you're here in the mornings, you're here when we don't see you. And so thank you for all your service, and thanks for making the time to come today. Last but not least, I also want to thank our sponsors for making this happen. Athens Services, Britain Insurance, Foothill Transit, McIntyre Properties, Royal Coaches, SoCal Gas Company, and my team, 789. Okay, so I'm going to share, hopefully, a very quick story with you guys. So my connection with Covina started about 26 years ago when my wife and I moved here. We just got married. We moved actually just a block away from here. We were on 3rd Street, just south of Badillo. And I'll be honest, the downtown here and the Covina wasn't as vibrant as it is today. And needless to say, we didn't take our strolls through downtown because it wasn't really the destination as we know it, right? But over the years, life happened. We went to college. We raised 3 kick-ass kids. We built 2 businesses, Room to Dance behind Casa Moreno, and 789, our creative agency across the street. The last 4 years I've been teaching at Mount Sac, and also been fortunate to help out a lot of nonprofits, the Downtown Association, and now chairperson for the Chamber of Commerce. So needless to say, I'm a lot more connected to Covina than I was 26 years ago. So I didn't know that needed applause, but thanks. All right, so when I took a look at kind of Covina today, compared to what it was back there, it's really remarkable, right? And I really attribute that to a lot of things related to teamwork, how local businesses took a lot of risks, because city leadership invested in infrastructure and vision, and seeing our community partners show up time and time again, and really all in the effort of progress. So definitely appreciate that, and I recognize that over the time. And is there any Ted Lasso fans here? Yeah? Okay. Maybe this will resonate. So I'm a huge fan. Some of my ink actually represents some of the key messaging in the show. And so if you're a fan and you know, then a lot of it, the show is about belief and teamwork and how it affects culture. They talk about being curious and not judgmental, They talk about lifting each other up instead of tearing people down. That philosophy really applies to a city just as much as to a sports team. And so we're seeing that a lot on a global level and on a local level, unfortunately. And why people focus on that division and disrespect is a little bit beyond me. But hey, if you find yourself on the receiving end, then listen to Ted Lasso, our coach, right? Is be a goldfish. Okay? If you don't know what that reference is, watch the show and you'll thank me later. All right, so our future success depends on how we choose to show up for one another. When businesses and our civic leaders, our educators, our nonprofits, our residents, when we're all moving in the same direction towards that same goal, right, this magic thing happens. And we're seeing that in real time right now. We're seeing it the last so many years. We've seen Covina grow and build up. And we've been doing that based on how we communicate with respect, how we focus on our shared goals, and really pushing with that same momentum that benefits all of us. So, and guess what? We're still growing, and we're getting better. And so all of this, as we work as one community, is going to be united in this purpose, is probably the most optimistic thing that we can do. And boy, I'm tired. Okay, so I was running around all this time. So I want to officially welcome you guys to the State of the City, and thank you again for showing up today. And this energy is ridiculous, but I'm going to throw it back to Leon over here to bring the energy back up while I invite out a few special guests. Okay?
I'm going back to Cali.
It's my honor to bring out here Skylar, Cameron, and Alyssa from the Los Angeles Rams cheerleaders. They're going to do a lot better job than I am, so DJ Leon, you go and take it from here.
I'm going back to Cali.
Check. There's no Rams fans in here? Okay. If y'all truly Rams fans, I gotta do something real quick. Whose house? Rams house! I know Victor loves that because he's a Niner Whiner fan. But anyhow, give it up for the Rams cheerleaders, y'all. They came out to shake some pom-poms. All right. So we're going to bring the man of the hour up here, and he's going to give the state of the city for Mayor Victor Linares. Make some noise for him, y'all. And now, coming... I was playing. All right, give it up for Victor Linares, Mayor Victor Linares.
Dime, esto es lo que tú querías. Yo soy fino, esto es trap de galería.
Let's give it up one more time for DJ Lee Clay Blang. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to this year's State of the City. I'd like to thank the Chamber for putting this awesome event on. It's great to see you all here today. Charlie did a great job for me and saved me a lot of time introducing a lot of the dignitaries here today. So welcome to all of you that made it out today. I'd still like to acknowledge my colleagues on the City Council, if that's okay with you guys. Yeah, they like this stuff. They get mad if I don't do this. So, first off, I'd like to start off by welcoming Councilmember John King. Next, I'd like to welcome the Councilmember Patty Cortez. And last but not least, I'd like to welcome our Mayor Pro Tem, who will be mayor in a couple weeks. I'm happy to hand it off back to you, my friend, Hector Delgado. So I'm going to give credit to this really bad dad joke to our city manager who shared it with me, Chris Marcarello. I didn't want to come up, Chris, and just act like I wrote this. But I'll just read it to you guys because we're at the Laugh Factory. I got to do one bad joke. I appreciate that welcome, and I'll take it, because if this were one of my kids' games, I'd be lucky to get that much applause for bringing the snacks. Pretty good? Yeah. And Angel, I want to thank you for loaning me your shirt while we were filming this video. I didn't know they were going to change me so many times, and Angel was nice enough to loan me his shirt, so thanks, Angel. Okay. As most of you know, too, I'm a big sports fan. Dodgers, Lakers, and of course my Niners and my Trojans. I like to thank the Rams cheerleaders for coming out. I'm in Rams colors, I just realized that. I'd just like to thank them for coming out today. The city has been a great season recap, as you can see the sports theme here, highlighted by a few tough calls and a strong second half. Before we get underway with the program, I think everyone that was here was kind of acknowledged. All of our sponsors, I'd like to thank you all. When I look out into this crowd, I see just a lot of positivity, a lot of great people, a lot of friendships that we've had for a long time. A lot of us grew up here. We've known each other since we were kids. And it truly is amazing to see everyone coming back to Covina or staying in Covina and just putting all their time and their effort and raising their families here in this city. It says a lot to me that we stayed here and that we didn't look to leave the area just because we saw the potential in this awesome city of ours. To all the business owners that are grinding every day, I know things are tough right now, and the economy's kind of in a crazy place right now, but you guys wake up every day, you bring people to your businesses, you work hard, you get on social media, you spread positivity, you're trying to get people, and you're trying to make it, right? You invested a lot of time and money into what you're doing. So thank you, Chamber, just for being there for these businesses and having their back and helping them. That's why you put events on like this, so that you can continue to help our business community. So I want to thank you for that. I want to thank our sponsors. You guys, we can't do these events without you guys. So thank you to all the sponsors that help contribute to making this event possible. So running with our sports theme, you'll notice a few nods to today's sports broadcast, including a running ticker through the presentation of our city program. So sit back, grab your favorite beverage, and let's play ball. Covina is more than a home to its residents and businesses. It's a special community that evokes a feeling. It's a hometown with safe streets, friendly people, bustling, but not too busy. It's where our kids grow up, and it's where many of us chose to grow old. I call it the Covina Standard. Our city council stands for service and building a vision. Sure, we may have differing ideas, but when it's all said and done, I think we do a good job of balancing perspectives and providing leadership to help shape our community for the future. Over the last 7 years, the City Council has embarked on a variety of efforts to guide the city on a strong path forward. Tens of millions of dollars in grant funds to renovate parks, facilities, and renovate streets. Numerous additions to its strong local economy. But the journey is far from over, and it's the daily work of listening, nurturing, and building brick by brick that makes being a part of the Covina City Council such a rewarding experience. I love our community, our residents, businesses, sports teams, community groups, from our events that bring us together to our parks where laughter and energy is abuzz. We aren't here to chase trends or beat drums. We just want to give back to the community that has given so much to us. As mayor, a local business member, and as a parent raising a family right here in the city, I'm proud to share our State of the City for spring 2026. When you spend your evenings at ball fields and gyms, as many of us do, you learn something important. Strong teams don't happen by accident. They're built through preparation, discipline, and people who show up every day committed to doing the work. I want to talk about how we're building our home team by investing in our economy, our infrastructure, our community programs, public safety, and our long-term fiscal health. Now let's go out to our correspondent, Vic Linares, who's on the field to tell us about tonight's starting lineup. Thanks, Victor. Every successful team needs leadership. Not just the people calling the plays, but the ones willing to do the hard work when the spotlight's off. And like any good team, not everyone always agrees on the play call, but we all agree on one thing, doing what's best for Covina. Tonight I want to introduce the people who make up Covina's home team, your City Council. First, we have Walter Allen, who was elected to the City Council in 1997 and most recently in 2024. Walt represents Council District 2 and serves as the director of the Rio Hondo Police Academy, training our future police officers. Altogether, he's enjoyed working in a variety of law enforcement roles over the past 40 years. Next, we have Patty Cortez, who joined the City Council in 2018 and was most recently re-elected in 2024. Patty represents Council District 4 and serves as an executive for the Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District, overseeing public affairs and legislative issues related to water supply and delivery for the greater San Gabriel Valley. Next, we have John King, who was elected to the council in 1992 and most recently re-elected in 2022. John represents Council District 5 and works for Southern California Edison Company, managing street light programming across the company's territory. Next, we have Mayor Pro Tem Hector Delgado, who was elected to the council in 2022. Hector represents Council District 1 and serves as Executive Director for the Teamsters Local 986, helping to support a variety of labor interests throughout Southern California and Nevada. And last is yours truly. I was elected to the council in 2017 and was re-elected in 2022. I represent Council District 3 and also oversee operations and marketing at Arrow Lodge Brewery, with locations here in Covina and the Los Angeles Arts District and distribution across Southern California. This is the team helping guide Covina forward, and I'm proud to call them my teammates. That's my sideline report. Let's pass it back to the booth and our host, Mayor Victor Linares. Thanks, Vic. In business, just like in sports, momentum matters. You don't win by overcomplicating the playbook. You win by executing the basics. That's why we focused on making Covina a place where business can grow without jumping through unnecessary hoops. Over the past year, Covina has continued to attract new businesses while supporting our existing entrepreneurs who already call our city home. And when we talk about economic development in Covina, we're not talking about abstract plans. We're talking about places you can see, visit, and be a part of. One of the clearest examples is the redevelopment of the former Albertson site at 1000 North Azusa Avenue. What was once an empty space is becoming a true mixed-use destination with new residential housing and businesses like The Habit, Dutch Brothers, and Quick Quack Car Wash coming together to serve residents and the surrounding community. At the same time, Covina's dining scene continues to grow, adding new flavor, creativity, and local energy. From Rosalie Covina and Bravado Atelier, to Mariposa Restaurant, Full Circle Kitchen and Sound, and the soon-to-be-open Twisted Sage Cafe. These businesses are helping define Covina as a destination, not just a stop along the way. We're also supporting the future of work. This spring, Covina will welcome a new co-working facility through a partnership between the city and Founderspace, creating flexible space for entrepreneurs, startups, and remote workers who want to build their ideas right here. And we're continuing to make investments in public arts to highlight our city's rich history and further strengthen our attractiveness as a regional hub of activity and creativity in the San Gabriel Valley. As soon as construction will begin on the new Avid Hotel on Azusa Avenue, bringing new hospitality options, supporting local businesses, and reinforcing Covina's role as a regional destination. But economic development isn't just about new buildings and new signs, it's about making sure local businesses have the support they need to succeed. That's why the city launched a business grant assistance program designed to do two things at once: strengthen our small businesses and create local jobs. Through this program, 10 Covina businesses received $25,000 grants to hire Covina residents, keeping opportunity and investments right here in our community. We've also made it easier for customers, employees, and visitors to get around downtown. Our new micro-transit program, Frickin' Frack, offers convenient, free transportation throughout the downtown area. It's about access, foot traffic, and making it easier to support local business without worrying about parking or distance. And finally, we're making sure major public investments create local opportunity. Through our partnership program with the LA OC Building Trades, we're prioritizing local hiring and workforce development on two significant projects: the $25 million Recreation Village project and the $25 million Wingate Watershed Management project. Together, these programs reflect our approach, supporting businesses, connecting people, and ensuring that city investments benefit the Covina community today and for the years to come. We're not chasing quick wins. We're building an economy that supports families, creates jobs, and strengthens our community. Now let's go out to Vic Jr. for some of the big wins that have been scored with local parks and facilities. Vic Jr.? I've spent more time at our fields this year than I have in my own backyard, and I've learned two things. One, our parks matter, and two, no one is harder on city facilities than a 10-year-old with a baseball bat. Last year, my friend John King and I had the opportunity to talk to you about our new skate park and comprehensive upgrades to Hollenbeck Park. Over the past year, we've continued this progress and made historic investments in other recreation spaces, bringing long-awaited projects from vision to reality, while leveraging outside funding to protect local taxpayers. Later this summer, Covina will celebrate the opening of the Recreation Village, one of the most significant community investments in our city's history. Built using roughly $20 million in grant funding with no additional taxes, this new facility is designed to serve residents of all ages. The Recreation Village will include 2 new gymnasiums, indoor rock climbing, new offices for parks and recreation, library services, a dog park and a public plaza, a new library, and the new outdoor playground space. This project represents years of planning, collaboration, and persistence, and it's almost ready to welcome the community. We're also preparing to break ground on major improvements at Wingate Park. Beginning construction in late spring, this $25 million grant-funded project with no additional taxes will install a stormwater capture system supporting the East San Gabriel Valley watershed. At the same time, the project will renovate existing sports fields and recreation amenities, enhancing both environmental sustainability and community use. Construction is expected to take approximately 18 months, and when complete, Wingate Park will serve as both a regional environmental asset and a stronger recreational space for Covina residents. This summer, we also began renovations at Sunkist Park, adjacent to the Covina Senior Community Center. Using $2.5 million in grant funding with no additional taxes, this 9-month project will renovate athletic fields and a walking trail with fitness stations and an upgraded playground facility. These improvements are about creating safe, accessible, and active spaces that encourage healthy lifestyles and everyday use. These projects reflect community input, accessibility improvements, and a focus on multi-use, flexible spaces that are designed for families, seniors, youth, and everyone in between. In Covina, parks and facilities aren't just amenities. They're where our kids play, neighbors connect, and community pride grows. Now let's kick it over to our correspondent, Vic Sr., to see what points are being scored on the local roads. Now let's talk about roads, the one topic guaranteed to unite every fan base in the room. No matter what team you root for, we can all agree on this. Road improvements are best managed over the long run, not in a single game. And this year, Covina has been focused on playing the long game, repairing, resurfacing, and planning smarter for the future. Over the past year, Covina has made significant investments in local infrastructure, utilizing approximately $7 million in transportation funds to fix 6 miles of local roadways, sidewalks, and alleys. This includes arterial roads that help us get across town, like Barranca Avenue, Badillo Street, Covina Boulevard, and San Bernardino Road. Equally important, we've also continued our residential street improvement program, rehabbing roads northeast of San Bernardino and Lark Allen, and southeast of Hollenbeck and Workman, and alleyways in the central portion of town. Additionally, this year's capital improvement program has included traffic signal improvements at Citrus and Puente, adjacent to the Covina Park at 4th and Badillo, and a project to install battery backup equipment at traffic signals that will keep signals operational during power outages. Aside from these key investments in our community, the Council has continued to make investments in other important infrastructure elements, like our utility system and traffic safety systems. The city's wastewater system underwent a biannual inspection and root clearing program. Crews are finishing up to the replacement of decades-old water mains just east of Covina Park. We've upgraded our water storage and treatment facilities with new equipment, and based on our resident involvement, we've installed traffic calming devices like speed humps and traffic safety beacons in several local neighborhoods. Here's the bottom line. Infrastructure takes time, planning, and discipline. Roadwork isn't flashy. There are no highlight reels, just fewer potholes and smoother drives. But like any championship team, success comes from fundamentals, blocking, tackling, and yes, fixing the roads. That's the report here. Passing it back to you, Mayor Linares. Facilities matter, but programming brings them to life. And if you want to know how a city is really doing, don't check the standings, check the parks, the gyms, and the library. Because in Covina, that's where the next generation is training. Whether it's for the playoffs, a recital, or a spelling test. And this year, our parks, recreation, library programs have been very busy. This past year, more than 4,500 residents participated in our aquatics program, learning to swim, training, and staying active in our pools. Recreation classes for youth and families saw participation growth to nearly 4,000 participants from sports clinics to enrichment programs. Our youth sports program welcomed 1,400 young athletes, building skills, teamwork, and confidence. Over 1,100 participants went on excursions, exploring new places and building friendships. And our senior programs continue to thrive. Attendance soared over 7,500 for the free programs and classes offered at the Senior Center, proving creativity doesn't retire. Our on-site exercise facility logged over 9,000 visits this year. Seniors danced the afternoon away as more than 2,500 attended dances and events this year. Covina hit a home run this year with over 40,000 fans in attendance at city special events. Covina volunteers scoring big for the community with over 4,600 hours of game-changing efforts this past year. Of course, every championship team needs more than physical training. It needs strategy, preparation, and a strong playbook. That's where our library services come in. This year, participation in literacy and library classes increased by 8%, a clear signal that our community values learning at every age. During our reading challenges, residents logged more than 214,000 minutes of reading, completed over 1,400 activities, and earned over 3,300 badges. That's a lot of pages, a lot of imagination, and a lot of acquired knowledge. We introduced new events to connect people and create shared experiences. Children's bilingual story time, all ages craft programs, Lego challenges, an interactive dinosaur event, and adult trivia nights that may have been more competitive than expected. We are expanding library services far beyond the building itself. Library card holders now have access to over 900,000 digital titles, and with Rec and Read Covina. We are taking mobile recreation reading directly to the community, serving over 800 seniors and families in the past year. We are truly meeting residents where they are. This year, we've also partnered with the Immigration Resource Center of San Gabriel Valley and introduced naturalization and immigration services support, offering workshops, expert referrals, and monthly office hours to support residents seeking guidance and information. Whether it's in a pool, on a field, in a classroom, or inside the pages of a book, Covina is holistically investing in our community. Because strong cities, like strong teams, prepare for the future, one practice at a time. With that, it looks like we're all finished with the first half of our presentation. Let's send it upstairs to the booth for their thoughts.
What I'm seeing is an overall strong performance from the Covina Mayor, City Council, and team. I really like the new business activity, great programs, and improvements to parks, facilities, and roads. What do you think, Citrus? I couldn't have said it any better, Citrus. I guess that's why you get the big bucks. Now let's head back to the field and Mayor Linares for our second half. Things are shaping up for a strong finish.
Some cities measure success in spreadsheets. We measure it in folding chairs, food trucks, and how early you have to arrive to find parking. That's what I call game day energy. This year, Covina's special events brought thousands of residents together. Families, friends, neighbors, and local businesses all sharing the same space. From long-standing traditions to new community gatherings, our events created opportunities for connection, celebration, and local pride. These aren't just events on a calendar. They're the moments that define our community. They support small businesses, they give families shared experiences, and they remind us that Covina isn't just where we live, it's where we belong. Every season starts strong, and for Covina, that means the 4th of July. We kick off the day with our annual community breakfast alongside the Rotary Club, with patriotic music from the Covina Concert Band setting the tone. From there, it's classic cars, vendor booths, food booths, family games, and neighbors reconnecting under red, white, and blue skies. It's the kind of day where calories don't count, and everyone leaves a little more patriotic than they arrived. Then comes summer, when Covina turns up the volume. Our summer concert series and movie nights bring families out with lawn chairs, blankets, and just enough snacks to survive the credits roll. There's something special about hearing live music under the stars, or watching a movie with hundreds of your neighbors all laughing at the same scene. Now that's home field advantage. And this year we added a new event to the lineup, Rocktober, a fall celebration with food, fun, beverages, and live music for the whole family. Let's just say, Covina proved we know how to celebrate every season. And then, when the calendar turns, we transform our downtown into something truly special. Our annual holiday tree lighting festival turns the downtown into a winter wonderland. Horse-drawn carriage rides, a spectacular tree lighting, holiday light displays, decorative selfie stations, crafts, and a hot chocolate bar. And yes, photos with Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Families write letter to Santa, enjoy live holiday music, and gather together in a way that feels timeless. This event wouldn't be possible without our incredible community partners, including the H.H. Dory Chang Buddhist Museum, the Downtown Merchants Association, Kiwanis, and the Covina Police Foundation. It's a collaboration at its best. And of course, we close out the year with one of Covina's most beloved traditions, our annual Christmas parade. With more than 100 parade entries, including local dignitaries, high school bands, dance and cheer teams, festive floats from community groups, our streets fill with celebration. And let's be honest, we all know who the real headliner is, Santa Claus. Every team feeds off the energy of its crowd, and Covina has one of the best home crowds around. So whether it's a parade, a festival, or a concert in the park, thank you to our entire community for bringing the game day energy and experience. Now let's send it over to our special assignment correspondent, Coach Vic, to see what's taking place in public safety and public works. Every championship team has star players, but what wins the season is depth. The starters get the highlights, the depth chart wins the games you don't see coming. In Covina, our depth chart is strong. Behind every safe neighborhood, every smooth street, and every successful community event are teams working early mornings, late nights, weekends, and holidays. Our police officers and firefighters are on the front line responding to emergencies, protecting families, and maintaining public trust. They train continuously, invest in new tools and technology, and stay prepared so that when the call comes, they're ready. But public safety isn't just about response. It's about prevention, visibility, and partnership. It's our police officers building relationships in our neighborhoods, fire crews training and staying ready to assist on a moment's notice. And then there's Public Works, the team that keeps the city running. When a storm hits, when a water line breaks, when an event needs barricades, when streets need repair, it's Public Works that steps up. They may not always get the spotlight, but they are essential to the daily operations of our city. With Chief Walzak and the police department leadership team, our police department utilizes a service area approach to better serve the community. This approach includes leadership from our captains Ryan Davis and Mike Robeson, and a hands-on approach from Lieutenants Tony Zavala and Josh Turner, Ray Marquez, and David Rodriguez. We can't forget or give enough thanks to the rest of our public safety team that does the hard work day in and day out, 24/7, 365 days a year. These services are provided by our very talented team of both sworn officers and civilian personnel, along with an amazing group of community volunteers. This year, we added 9 new officers from the police academy that have joined our team and 3 lateral officers transfers from other police agencies to work in Covina. With Assistant Chief Steve Cabrera and the LA County Fire Leadership Team, our community has access to some of the most capable fire experts and resources available to any community, providing services to our community and county unincorporated areas. Chief Cabrera's team operates out of a 3 city-owned fire station strategically positioned in the western, central, and eastern portions of our community. Our community is also fortunate to have a dedicated team of public works professionals that work day and night behind the scenes to make our daily lives easier, fixing roads, repairing traffic signals, repairing our water and sewer systems, maintaining our city facilities and parks, and keeping our city equipment and vehicles running well. These unsung heroes are truly the heartbeat of our city team, and because of their efforts, Covina continues to maintain a high quality of life across the community. Together, our public safety and public works team form the backbone of Covina. They show up when it matters most, they solve problems before most of us know they exist, and they represent the very best of public service. You can't win championships without a strong bench, and in Covina, our bench is deep. To our public safety and public works teams, thank you for protecting, maintaining, and strengthening this city every single day. That's the report here. Passing it back to you, Mayor Linares. Fiscal responsibility isn't exciting. No one puts it on a bumper sticker, but it's the reason Covina can keep investing without passing the bill to the next generation. Financially, the city continues to be in a strong position thanks to conservative budgeting and the city's diverse local economy. We continue to have a reserve in excess of our 20% reserve policy requirement and have maintained our AA credit rating from the Standard & Poor's. The city's effort to attract new businesses continues to help broaden our local economy, making it more resilient and diverse, and providing resources to see many of the public improvements taking place in town. Additionally, grants and grant funding continue to play an important role in being able to complete many of the programs and projects that we've highlighted throughout this presentation. Covina has been fortunate to receive numerous grants from both our federal and state representatives, as well as the other regional government agencies. We will continue to look for opportunities to bring more grant funds into Covina. Managing a budget is a team effort, and I appreciate the work of our city staff and city's finance commission for their work to maintain the city's healthy financial condition. We're planning carefully, not just for today, but for the next decade. This means making disciplined choices, avoiding short-term fixes, and staying accountable to our residents. Good governance may not always be flashy, but it's how strong cities win over time. Every good season comes down to preparation, teamwork, and showing up, game after game. But let's talk about the future. Anyone can have a good season, but we're not building a one-hit wonder. We're building a dynasty together. As we look ahead to 2026 and beyond, our priorities are clear. We will continue supporting economic development that strengthens Covina's identity, attracting investment, supporting entrepreneurs, and creating local jobs. Growth that is thoughtful, growth that reflects our community, growth that lasts. We will continue investing in public infrastructure, our roads, parks, facilities, and public spaces because strong foundations win championships. Infrastructure may not always be exciting, but it determines whether a city moves forward smoothly or struggles to keep pace. We will expand the program that brings families together, parks and recreation, library services, youth sports, senior programs, because community strength is built person by person. A dynasty isn't just about the starters, it's about developing the next generation. Public safety will remain a top priority, preparation, training, and partnership. When residents feel safe, everything else becomes possible. And through it all, we will maintain fiscal discipline because even the Dodgers have a salary cap. We will continue balancing our budget, protecting reserves, and planning responsibly so that progress today does not become a burden tomorrow. Covina is a city that believes in teamwork. Its families, businesses, city employees, volunteers, and residents are all pulling in the same direction. Thank you for being part of our home team. Together, we're building a Covina that's strong today and ready for the future. How's that?
That was perfect. You did great.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I think it's been a great year. Being the mayor of this city has been, such an honor for me to serve the community. And, I'm really excited about the future of our community. I'm really excited about Mayor Pro Tem Hector Delgado, passing on the torch to him. He's going to do an amazing job. I'm raising my 2 children here with my wife, and I couldn't be more excited about the future of this city. And I still look to serve on the city council, and I'm really excited about future projects. but truly, I just cannot say how thankful I am to have been the mayor of the city of Covina.